Evet, merhabalar. Oturum 6.1'li birlikteyiz. Saat 7 veya 8'e kadar devam edecek bir oturum. 11 tane sunum var. Sizlerden ricamız işte sunum süresini açmamaya dikkat etmeniz. Yani 15 dakikayla sınırlandırmanız ya aşağısı olabilir ama 15 dakikayı geçmemeye çalışmanızı rica ediyoruz. Sunumlara başlamadan kongreyle alakalı sormak istediğiniz herhangi bir şey varsa cevaplandıralım onları. Var mı herhangi bir sorumuz? Herhangi bir soru yok sanırım. Oturumdakilerin büyük çoğunluğu Türkiye'den zaten. Birkaç tane yabancı var. Onlar da dahil olmadılar sanırım. Evet, birinci sunumla başlayalım. Seda Şaşmaz Karacan.
Merhabalar, ben bir soru soracaktım da
Tabii,
ben
buyurun.
mailde atmışım. Türkçe sunabiliyoruz herhalde. Ben Türkçe sunum.
Sunabilirsiniz.
Tamam, teşekkür
Özellikle yani Türkçe sunum ağırlıklı olanları tek bir oturuma topladık ama
ederim.
tercih sizin İngilizce veya Türkçe.
Tamam, teşekkürler.
Hocam ekranımı paylaşıyorum.
Tamam.
Görünüyor değil mi?
Görünüyor, problem yok.
Hello everyone, I am Seda from Kütahya Dumlupınar University. I am studying PhD degree with my supervisor Hamdi Melih Sarıoğlu. In this session, I will talk about EEG-based environment classification during cognitive task of multiple sclerosis patients. This is outline. I will mention motivation, uses material and method, and finally results and conclusion. What is multiple sclerosis or MS? MS is a disease of the protective sheet around the nerve fibers that carry messages in the brain and spinal cord. Where the sheet is damaged, there are hardened tissues called plaques or sclerosis. These plaques can block the transmission of messages along the nerves. MS symptoms can vary greatly from patient to patient in terms of severity and course. What is virtual reality environment, VR or VR? VR is an advanced human-computer interface that simulates a realistic environment. People can move around in the virtual world. They can see it from different angles, reach into it, grab it, and reshape it. The many challenges for creating virtual reality systems include software, hardware, human factors, and VR over high-speed networks. What is there in the literature about VR studies? Literature tells us VR studies require less mental workload and offer a more realistic experience than the real environment. And also VR studies are used in heavy industry, surgery, and aviation application. There is also PC-VR environment comparing studies in the literature, comparing the performances during the experiments carried out in the VR environment and computer environment. The aim of the study, in this study, environment classification is made according to the EEG signals during the cognitive task performed by the MS patient group and healthy control group in VR environment and PC environment. The accuracy of the different classification methods is compared. The most significant features are extracted for MS patients and healthy volunteers. Classification is made according to these features by multi-layer perceptron, key near neighbors, and support vectormation. To this purpose, we collected data from MS patients and healthy volunteers in Kütahya Dumlupınar University Neurotechnology Education Application and Research Center. This is main step of our study. How was experimental procedure? In the study, healthy volunteers and MS patient group first performed a cognitive task measuring mathematical and working ability in a computer environment. After performing the computer environment task on a laptop computer, healthy and MS patients volunteers performed the same task with Oculus Quest 2 VR glasses. The task time was 3 minutes and 45 seconds in a computer and VR environment. The task performed with the VR glasses was the game called Harmonized Virtual Lab Company. And the game was redesigned in 2D for the computer environment. Information processing task. It is a task that measures information processing speed, working memory, arithmetic, attention, and maintenance of attention. The aim of task is to collect the numbers shown to the volunteer on the screen and mark the correct number with the help of a xylophone. On VR, for PC, volunteers used a mouse. While showing the numbers, the last number shown should be kept in mind and new numbers should be added together. This task is a PASAT-based task that measures mathematical ability, information processing, and working ability. On the left, you can see a computer task visual. On the right, VR task visual. Who were participants? 11 MS patients and 28 healthy volunteers were included in the study. The inclusion criteria for MS patients were as follows: having an EDSS score less than 2. EDSS score indicates how much the MS patient's abilities are affected. Having relapsing remitting MS type, not taking cortisone treatment, not having had an MS attack in the last 6 months, not have a comorbid disease. Healthy control group, volunteers didn't have neurological and psychiatric disease. Data acquisition. EEG was recorded with the Brain Products ActiChamp device with 32-channel active electrode system during the experiment. The electrode placement was made according to the International PEN 20 system. The electrode impedance was less than 10 kilo ohm and signal sampling frequency was 500 Hz. EEG signals were recorded while MS patients and healthy volunteers were performing the information processing task of 3 minutes and 45 seconds, first in PC environment and then in VR environment. As you can see on the left, PC data acquisition, PC task data acquisition, on the right, VR task data acquisition. Method. A 3-minute sample was taken for signal analysis from the EEG signals obtained during cognitive tasks performed by healthy and MS patient volunteers in PC and VR environments. After this signal was filtered with 0.1 to 50 Hz bandpass filter and a 50 Hz notch filter, it was separated into subbands alpha, beta, theta, delta, and gamma with discrete wavelet decomposition. The features were extracted from each signal, separated into its subband, and the most important features were obtained by the feature importance algorithm. By using the features obtained from EEG signals, environment classification was made with MLP, KNN, and SVM. And finally, classifier performances were compared. For feature extraction, after filtering 32-channel EEG signal recorded during cognitive tasks, the following features were obtained using the Python MNE library: peak-to-peak, mean, standard deviation, skewness, kurtosis, RMS, sample entropy, approximate entropy, Iguchi, and cut fractal dimensions, and also spectral power, band power ratios, relative band power were extracted as features. For feature selection, recursive feature elimination algorithm was used to determine the most important 2,883 features obtained as a result of feature extraction. The RFE algorithm assigns a rank to the features obtained from the EEG signal. The highest valued features obtained with the help of this algorithm were used for classification. Among the EEG signals of MS patients and healthy volunteers, the two most valuable features were selected for classification. The features selected by the RFE for healthy volunteers are FC5 alpha band kurtosis and CP1 delta band kurtosis. You can see marked with a red circle belong to healthy volunteers. Features selected for MS patients are FC9 alpha band kurtosis and CP5 theta band kurtosis. You can see blue circle, marked blue circle, MS patient. On the classification, computer environment and VR environment classification was made by using the features obtained by RFE algorithm from EEG signals recorded in all cognitive tasks of all volunteers. MLP, KNN, and SVM were used as classifier. Training and testing data for classification were separated by live-on-out cross-validation. MLP classifier with rectified linear unit activation function, 100 hidden layers and maximum 1000 iterations were used. ADAM was selected for weight optimization. KNN classifier, the number of neighbors was 5 and the weight function used for prediction was chosen as in each neighbor is equal. SVM classifier, channel type was chosen linear. Regularization parameter value was taken as 1. These are classification result table. In the healthy group, maximum accuracy was obtained with SVM with 91%. For MS patient, classification results was obtained, maximum accuracy was obtained with KNN 95%. These are result classification, subject-based classification for PC task and VR task of healthy volunteers. As you can see, subject 4, subject 12, subject 24 wrongly classified with all classifier on PC task. For VR task, subject 9 and subject 23 were wrongly classified, all classifier. These are MS patient subject-based classification results. As you can see, subject to wrongly classified, all classifier on PC task. On VR task, subject 1 wrongly classified with MLP and SVM. Conclusion, in the study, environment classification was made from the EEG signals received during the cognitive task of healthy and MS patients volunteers in PC and VR environment. According to the RFE algorithm, the most significant feature obtained from the EEG subbands was found to be kurtosis for both groups, while FC5 alpha band kurtosis and CP1 delta band kurtosis features were the most significant features for healthy volunteers. FC9 alpha band kurtosis and CP5 theta band kurtosis features were the most significant features for MS patients. By using these features, MLP, KNN, and SVM classifier performances were compared. SVM classifier accuracy result was found 91% for healthy volunteers. KNN classifier accuracy result was 95% for MS patients volunteers. It is planned to expand to the study and classify mental workload levels and comparison of mental workload in computer environment and VR environment. These are references. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you for presentation. Is there any question? Next presentation, Dear Azampa.
Hocam sesim geliyor mu?
Geliyor, problem yok.
Tamam, ben ekranımı paylaşayım.
Tamam.
Hocam ekran görünüyordur ümit ediyorum.
Geldi, problem yok.
Tamam. Hello, my name is Mahmut Azampa. I am from Turkey, Istanbul. I am working at Yıldız Technical University Mechatronics Engineering Department as research and teaching assistant. Today, I'm gonna show you our research, which its topic is Lyapunov control method-based optimal control of alpha-type Stirling motor. My table of contents, Stirling cycle and engine types, simplified motor model and system equations, systems dynamical equations, proposed controller, simulation result, and discussion. Before going to main topic, I want to show you some usage areas of Stirling engine. As you can see, Stirling engine is used for solar power generation, military submarine applications for low acoustic reason, power generation in space, and in vehicle as an alternative for internal combustion engine. Before going to main topic, I wanted to show you some, I want to show you Stirling heat cycle briefly. It can be seen that from cycle, heat input and output occur at constant temperatures. Network obtained from Stirling cycle or any heat engine can be calculated from Q input and Q output, Q input minus Q output, at least ideally. And I have to mention the Stirling cycle is external combustion engine is an external combustion engine, which means heat is generated outside of the engine and transferred inside via heat exchanger or a wall. Its main major difference from internal combustion engines. These are common Stirling engine types which can be seen in literature or real life applications. This one is alpha type, this one is gamma, and this one is beta type. In our publication, we used alpha type engine. In order to apply our controller, we wanted to simplify our engine model. So heater, cooler, and regenerator parts was omitted. Consequently, engine can be considered as one single heat tank. Any amount of heat exchange was assumed possible at any time for this system. Our mechanical and thermal models represented with these equations. Some abbreviation was done because some parameters are very lengthy, but we included that parameters at our publication's last page. The nonlinear state space representation was created for easy application on MATLAB Simulink platform. Stirling engine control, as you can see on the figure, for speed control of the engine, two cascade control were created, one for speed and one for pressure regulation. As a control side, we defined error equation and error-related energy equation. Then time derivative of energy equation was taken. System dynamical parameters also added on time derivative of energy equation. If we ensure that our time derivative always be negative, then we can say that our energy equation will always go a minimum stable point. As a result of that, system's error goes possible minimum. If we equalize this equation with this, we can find our control rule in terms of system parameters control constant and error in terms of error. And if we apply this control rule to our system, error goes lowest possible minimum. This controller is for pressure. Similar to that, we can apply same principles and derivation for speed controller. Finally, control rules is obtained as this equation. These are our system's mechanical, thermal, and controller parameters. Controller constants were selected via trial and error method. These are our simulation results. As you can see at the left-hand side, our system's speed response for 5-unit step input is fast and has low amount of error. But at right-hand side, fast and high amount of heat transfer needed for this controller can be seen with high level of pressure fluctuations. Similar to step input, system ramp input response is good, but for traction, the system needs impulsive heat injection and rejections. Finally, for sinusoidal input response, similar behavior can be seen on figures. Good traction performance is obtained for all inputs, but high heat transfer power needed for this type of control and system. In real life, this type of heat transfer cannot be obtained, at least for today's technology. And also, high amount of pressure fluctuation occurred in simulation. For real life application, this type of change can be deteriorate system structural integrity. For future works, more realistic models can be created. Classical controls can be applied on new models. Investigation this type of controller on new models. I'm finished my presentation. These are my references. If you have any question, I'm glad to answer.
Thank you for presentation. The next presentation, dear Mutana. Dear Mutana. Okay. Dear Burcu Keskin.
Duyuyor musunuz sesimi?
Duyuyorum.
Tamam. Şu an açıyorum. Şu anda sunumumu göremiyorum. Şu anda görülüyor değil mi?
Görülüyor, problem yok.
Tamamdır. Merhabalar, ben Burcu Keskin, 19 Mayıs Üniversitesi'nde araştırma görevlisi olarak çalışıyorum. Bugün sizlerle asenkron motorun V1F kontrolü için optimal olarak ayarlanmış PID kontrolcü tasarımından bahsedeceğim. Genel olarak sunumdan bahsedecek olursak bir introduction'da neler yapılmış onlardan bahsedeceğim. Daha sonra indüksiyon motorunun V1F kontrolü için bir simülik model oluşturduk. Bu modelden bahsedeceğim. Daha sonra sezgisel algoritma olarak 2 tane algoritma kullandık. Juchko ve PSO olarak. Bunlardan KP ve KV değerlerini elde ettik. Ve en iyi sonuçlarının neler olduğundan bahsedeceğim. Sonuçların hız kontrolündeki sonuçları yorumlayacağız. En son olarak da genel olarak ne yaptığımızdan bahsedeceğim. İlk olarak bakacak olursak yapılan çalışmalara fuzzy ve PID kontrolü ve fractional PID kontrolü için bir asenkron motorun hız kontrolünde kullanılmış ve bu çalışmada fractional PID kontrolür başarılı sonuç göstermiş. Ali ve arkadaşların yaptığı çalışmada ise PID kontrolün parametrelerinin bulunması için 3 adet Quantum Line Research ve Particle Swarm Optimization algoritm ve Backtraining Research algoritması kullanılmış bu çalışmada ve PID parametreleri bulunmuş. Burada en iyi sonucu ise Quantum Lining Research algoritm vermiş. Fatih ve arkadaşların yaptığı çalışmada hız kontrolü için hibrit olarak fuzzy ve PID kontrolör kullanılmış bu çalışmada ve iyi bir sonuç verdiği gözlemlenmiş. Erdiyant arkadaşları ise asenkron motorun hız kontrolü için Indirect File Oriented Kontrol metodunu kullanmışlar. Ve burada PID kontrolü olarak da PID kontrolünü bu çalışmada kullanmışlar ve açık çevrim sistemlere göre daha başarılı bir sonuç verdiğini göstermiş bu çalışma. Sudoce ve arkadaşlarının yaptığı çalışmada ise tek fazla asenkron motorunun V/F kontrolüyle hızının kontrolü yapılmış amfiz kullanılarak. Daha sonra Pena arkadaşların yaptığı çalışmada asenkron motorun hız kontrolü için V/F kontrolü düz kullanılmış açık ve çevrim ve kapalı çevrim olarak endüstride kullanılan açık çevrimlere göre kapalı çevrimin iyi bir sonuç verdiği bu çalışmada gözlemlenmiş. Handan ve arkadaşların yaptığı çalışmada ise burada daha çok fuzzy lojik kontrol üzerinde durulmuş eksiklerinden gidermek için ve burada PID parametreleri olarak çeşitli optimizasyon algoritmaları seçilmiş ve bunların arasında en iyi sonuç veren belirlenmiş. Jamal ve arkadaşlarının yaptığı çalışmada ise voltaj kontrolü ve hız kontrolü için PID parametreleri PES algoritması tarafından bulunmuş ve bu sonuçta bu PES algoritmasıyla bulunan PID parametrelerinin gayet gürbüz bir sonuç verdiğini gözlemlemişler. Biz bu çalışmada bir asenkron motorun V/F kontrolü için PID parametrelerinin bulunmasını, PID parametrelerini Particle Swarm Optimization algoritması ve Juchko Research algoritması yani Google kuşu ve parçacık sürü algoritmasıyla KP ve K değerleri bulundu. Asenkron motoru tabii endüstride sıkça kullanılmakta, ücret düşük olduğu için ve bakım maliyeti az olduğu için ama kendileri kompleks yapıdalar DC motorlarla karşılaştığında ve kontrolleri biraz daha nispeten DC motorlara göre zor ve asenkron motorun hız kontrolü için çeşitli yöntemler bulunmakta. Bunlar arasında en yaygın ve sıkça kullanılan V/F kontrolü. Burada dediğim gibi iki tane algoritma serisel algoritmadan yararlanarak KP ve K değerleri bulundu. Genel olarak sistem modeline bakacak olursak sincap kafesli bir asenkron motoru kullanıldı. Eşdeğer devresi bir yanda görünüyor. Burada bakacak olursak kullanılan asenkron motoru 4,5 kW'a sahip 400 volt değerinde 50 Hz'lik 1440 amper'e sahip 4 kutuplu bir sincap kafesli asenkron motor modeli kullanıldı. Sistem modeline bakacak olursak genel olarak gördüğünüz gibi bir PID'miz bulunmakta. PID'de D parametresi burada 0 alındı. Türev elemanı değişimlere yanıt verdiği için ve endüstride genelde düzgün kullanılmadığından dolayı genelde PI'lar daha çok tercih edilmekte. Bu yüzden de PI kullanıldı. V/F oranı metodu kullanıldı ve invertörle indüksiyon motoru sürüldü ve geri besleme olarak hız alındı ve hızın kontrolü sağlandı. V/F kontrolünde biz akımızı sabit tutmak istiyoruz. En yüksek akı değerine ulaşmak için de V/F'in sabit olması gerekiyor. Bu sayede hızımızı kontrol edebiliyoruz. Akımızı bildiğiniz gibi 400 volt üzerinde 400 volt olduğunu söylemiştim besleme gerilimi asenkron motorunun. Bu motor için 400 voltun üzerinde bir doyuma ulaşıyor motor. Ve doyuma ulaşacağı için V/F'in sabit tutulması isteniyor maksimum momenti uygulamak için. Bu yüzden V/F oranı kullanılıyor. Genel olarak sistem modelimizin yapısına bakacak olursak Simulink-'de gördüğünüz gibi PID kontrolümüz bu kısımda bulunuyor. V/F kontrolü için sabiti için bu kısım oluşturuldu. SPVM kısmında ise aslında invertördeki IGBT'lerin nasıl anahtarlanması gerektiği kısmı bu kısımda yapılıyor. Ve indüksiyon motoru bu şekilde sürülüyor. Tabii burada amaç fonksiyonu olarak ITAE kullanıldı. Yani hatanın mutlak değerinin zamanla çarpımının integral alınması diyebiliriz. Bakacak olursak burada çeşitli parametrelerimiz alındı ve burada scope'da sonuçlarımız gözlemlendi. Buradaki KP ve KI değerleri Juchka ve PSO algoritmaları MATLAB kodu olarak yazıldı ve oradan KP ve KI değerlerine göre sistem çalıştırıldı ve en iyi sonuçlar elde edilerek KP ve KI değerlerini bulundu. Sevgisel algoritma olarak 2 tane algoritma kullanımından bahsetmiştik. Bunlardan biri Google kuşu algoritması. Google kuşu algoritmasından kısaca bahsetmek istiyorum. Google kuşları salak, yani şöyle ne diyelim, kuluçka salak kuşlardır ve bundan dolayı da yumurtalarını bir yuvaya bırakırlar, başka bir kuşun yuvasına ve o kendi yumurtalarını bırakıp yuvadaki diğer bir yumurtayı anlaşılmaması için dışarı atarlar. Daha sonra yumurtadan bu kuşu diğer yumurtalardan daha erken doğar ve yuvadaki diğer yumurtaları dışarı atar fark edilmemesi için. Daha sonra 3 hafta boyunca beslendikten sonra üvey annesinden daha da iri hale gelir ve daha sonra eş bulmak için kendisi yuvadan ayrılır. Bu davranışları göz önünde bulundurarak bu algoritma yapılmış. Particle Swarm Optimization algoritması ise parçacık sürü algoritması. Bunlar ise kuş sürülerinin davranışlarından etkilenerek yapılmış. Kuş sürüleri yiyeceğe en yakın olan yere göre en yakında olan kuşu takip ederler. Bu göz önüne alınarak yapılmış, geliştirilmiş bir algoritma. Burada yiyeceğin konumunu ve kuşların hızlarına göre geliştirilmiş bir algoritma. Genel olarak bakacak olursak Juchka algoritmasına, ilk başta başlangıç konak yuvaları oluşturuluyor. Daha sonra rastgele bir Juchka'nın nitelik uyum değerlendirilmesi yapılıyor. Daha sonra rastgele bir yuvanın nitelikli uyum değerlendirilmesi yapılıyor. Bu kısım bizim amaç fonksiyonumuzu ifade ediyor. Burada o yüzden ITAE amaç fonksiyonumuzu kullanıyoruz. Daha sonra karşılaştırma yapıldıktan sonra yeni çözümle değiştiriliyor ve yeni yuvalar üretiliyor ve bunların kötü yuvalarla değişimi sağlanıyor. En iyi önceki ve güncel yuvaları kaydediliyor ve en iyi sonuçlar kaydediliyor ve bu döngü maksimum iteration tamamlanana kadar devam ediyor. Biz burada popülasyon olarak 20 aldık ve iteration olarak da 50 olarak kabul ettik. Amaç fonksiyonumuzda dediğim gibi hatanın mutlak değerinin zamanla çarpımının integralini almış hali amaç fonksiyonumuz. PSO algoritmasına bakacak olursak genel olarak, akış şemasına bakacak olursak, ilk olarak parçacıkların başlangıç hız ve konumlarının değerleri rastgele belirleniyor. Daha sonra her bir parçacığın amaç fonksiyonu hesaplanıyor. Burada dediğim gibi amaç fonksiyonumuz bu şekilde. Daha sonra güncel amaç fonksiyonu değeri P-BES'ten daha iyi mi ona bakılıyor ve güncel amaç fonksiyonumuz P-BES atanıyor. Daha sonra güncel amaç fonksiyonumuzun değeri G-BES'ten daha iyi olup olmadığına bakılıyor ve güncel amaç fonksiyonumuz değiştiriliyor. En son olarak parçacıkların hız ve konumlarının verileri güncelleniyor. Maksimum iteration'a ulaşıp ulaşılmadığına dair ulaşılmasına karşılık olarak döngü devam ediyor. Burada da benzer şekilde popülasyon süresi 20 alındı ve iterasyon süresi 50 alındı amaç fonksiyonumuzda bahsettiğim gibi. Burada en iyi sonuçları veren KP ve KI değerlerini görüyoruz PSO ve Juchka için ve biz burada dediğim gibi bir hız kontrolü yaptık. Hız kontrolü için görüneceği üzere PSO algoritması daha iyi bir sonuç verdi. Aslında çok benzerler, gördüğünüz gibi yükselme zamanları açısından da bakacak olursak, yani genel olarak çok benzerler ama ITA amaç fonksiyonumuza göre PSO algoritması biraz daha Juchka algoritmasına göre daha iyi bir sonuç verdi. Biz bu çalışmada ne yaptık? Asenkron motorun hız kontrolü gerçeklendi. Bu çalışmada VBLF metodu kullanıldı. Sıkça kullanılan VBLF metodu kullanıldı burada. Ve PI parametreleri parçacık sürünüyor algoritması ve grup kuş algoritmasıyla belirlendi. KP ve KÖ değerleri en iyi sonuçlara göre de hangisinin başarılı olduğu burada gözlemlendi. Dinlediğiniz için teşekkür ederim. Evet,
Evet, sunum için teşekkürler.
sağ olun.
Evet, sorumuz var mı? Sonraki sunum Zeynep Çiçekli.
Hello, my name is Zeynep. I'm a mathematics computer science student at Istanbul Kültür University. Today, I'd like to talk to you about disease detection with improved deep learning algorithms on COVID-19 X-ray data. I'm going to focus on 6 main parts. First of all, I will talk about introduction. Second, I will talk about dataset information. Then I will show you flowchart of the study, deep learning models, experimental results, and finally we will look at brief. The aim of the study is to increase the detection performance of COVID-19 disease by making use of artificial intelligence approaches. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought human life to a startling halt around the world from the moment it emerged and took thousands of lives. This virus especially affected lungs. We will talk about 3 classes such as COVID-19, normal, and viral pneumonia. So let's move on to libraries we have used. We used TensorFlow and Keras, which is the most effective 2 libraries in deep learning. Numerical Python, as known as NumPy, have used for mathematical methods. Pandas for data preparation, scikit-learn for metrics, and lastly Matplotlib for data visualization. Let's look at how we created our flowchart. First thing first, we split our data as train and test. Then we did data preprocessing. After that, we used data augmentation. Because our data set is contain 317 images, which is very small for deep learning. And we aimed to avoid overfitting. Finally, we built the models, one of them CNN, VGG, DenseNet, and ResNet, and we got results. Our dataset included 3 classes such as 137 COVID-19, 90 normal, and 90 viral pneumonia. And this dataset included 317 images. As we can see, images are grayscale, which is good because we worked on biomedical images. We mentioned data augmentation. We used 3 techniques such as horizontal flip, shear range, and zoom range. Actually, we used a lot of data augmentation techniques, but to our observed, these 3 techniques are the best solution given to us. We use 4 deep learning models, one of them CNN, VGG16, DenseNet 121, and ResNet 50. The CNN is one of the most used algorithms due to high successes achieved. Second of all, the VGG16 is an untrained model. VGG16 is a type of CNN that's considered to be one of the leading computer vision models to date. Then we used the DenseNet 121 model is one of the DenseNet models designed to perform image classification. And finally, we used the ResNet 50 model is a deep neural network that has a depth of 50 layers. The ResNet network is a powerful CNN that can extract features from images. It is seen that all algorithms give very good results, especially in 35 layers when table, which has the accuracy rates, is examined. As you can see, ResNet worked successfully in 35 layers. It is seen that CNN, VGG16, and ResNet 50 algorithms have the lowest loss in 35 layers, and DenseNet 121 algorithm in 25 layers when table is examined. In addition to the success rate of the algorithms used in the study according to the number of layers, the time complexity is also very important. In this figure shows the time complexity of each algorithm with different layer in milliseconds. In figure, it is seen that ResNet 50 and CNN algorithms, which stand out with their accuracy rates, work a little bit slower than other algorithms. It was seen that the training value and the accuracy value followed each other for DenseNet 121 algorithms. So that brings me to the end of my presentation. To sum up, we have used Kaggle kernel in Python operation systems as a CPU. We used data augmentation, and we used deep learning algorithms such as CNN, VGG16, DenseNet 121, and ResNet 50. It has been determined that the ResNet 50 algorithm detects the disease much more successfully than other algorithms with 98 score. Thank you so much for your attention and time.
Thank you for your presentation. Is there any question? Next presentation. Berke Kaan Kırca.
Hocam sesim geliyor mu?
Ha, geliyor.
Tamam. Hello everyone, my name is Berke Kaan Kırca and I am from Turkey. Currently, I am a fourth grade mathematics and computer scientist student at Istanbul Kültür University. So let's start with our topic. Our topic is the effect of loss and optimization functions on Bitcoin rate prediction in LSTM. So our contents are introduction, related works, proposed work, experimental results, and conclusion. On introduction, I will talk about Bitcoin and the marketplace. On related works, I will talk about some related works that inspire us to study. On proposed work section, I will talk about what we used on our projects, such as optimization functions, which loss functions we used, and improved models. So on experimental results, I will talk about the results that we get from using our model. And the conclusion parts, I will talk about the overall conclusion. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency that belongs to anyone, used for internet payments or investment purposes around the world. The fact that it does not belong to anyone means that transactions are not tied by any country. Investment using Bitcoin can be made through various marketplaces. These marketplaces called Bitcoin exchanges, such as Binance if you use this, and allow people to sell, buy Bitcoins using different currencies. So Bitcoin is using different currencies. Bitcoins are stored in a digital wallet that basically looks like a virtual bank account. A record of all transactions made with Bitcoin times that data in a place called blockchain. So blockchain is like your footprints on the internet, the Bitcoin market. As the cryptocurrency system became popular in the world, it started to attract attention in many areas, such as El Salvador. El Salvador assigned Bitcoin as its official currency unit. So in any market on El Salvador, you can use Bitcoin to buy stuff you want. Bitcoin buying, selling enthusiasts, such as me, constantly follow the agenda and shape their investment about the future situation. In this sense, deep learning algorithms have come to the fore in recent years for examining data and making predictions on it. Through these algorithms and the parameters they contain, certain predictions are made by making analyses on the data taken from the real world. In our study, the deep learning algorithm of the Bitcoin market, which has become an increasing trend in the world, is targeted with long short-term memory LSTM, which is deep learning algorithm, and the effect of recording and optimization functions in making the closest prediction to the real data is examined. The aim of our study is to give an idea to researchers in estimating Bitcoin rates. Various studies has done for this topic and still being done at this time because the topic is still relevant. The topic changes and the AI improves over time. So if we briefly look at the done researches for this topic, the first study done by Mohammed and his friends, study focused on the prediction of the closest prices of Bitcoin while comparing RNN model GRU and the LSTM model. Their model has no layers, so their model has overfitting. I will talk about that in the next sections. And no specific optimizers. So the LSTM model has 52% total identification score, and that is low for our cause, and the 8% RMSA score. The next study has done by Adrian Marendrana and his friends. They are created a RBM model that has 3 layers. This study also uses ADAM and MSA optimizers, such as we used on our study, and has 89% accuracy score. And this work is the closest accuracy score, has the closest accuracy score that on our study. This research has done, the next research has done by Shu Wan, Yongbin, and Hyung Song. Their main idea of the research is to compare different DNN algorithms while predicting daily Bitcoin prices. On their DNN research, the best model that has the closest prices to Bitcoin prices is the LSTM model, and we inspired by this research to pick LSTM model. So on the proposed work section, firstly, we use Python as a programming language, and we use NumPy, Pandas, sklearn, and TensorFlow as libraries. All the code I've written belongs to me, and LSTM used for this study because Bitcoin dataset is sequential, and the use of LSTM is such ideal for datasets, these datasets. Our model contains 4 LSTM layers, 4 dropout layers, 32 epochs, and as a batch size, 64 batches. We used more layers than usual because layers disable overfitting considerable amount. So overfitting is basically an algorithm that memorizes the data too much that it starts to repeat and repeat, and the algorithm's accuracy becomes lower than usual. So we use layers to prevent this, and the model become more accurate by doing this. So on optimization functions, SGD is an optimization algorithm which is iterative and the first order. AdaGrad is an optimization algorithm that keeps track of the sum of the squared gradients. AdaDelta is an extension of AdaGrad that seeks to reduce its aggressive learning rate. RMSProp fixed the issue of AdaGrad that has by multiplying distort rate to the cumulative sum. ADAM is the developed version of the RMSProp. On the loss functions, mean square error, medium's the average of the squares of the errors. Mean absolute error is medium of errors between paired observations. Mean absolute percentage error is a median of the accuracy of a forecasting method. Cosine similarity is a median of similarity between 2 sequences of numbers, and Huber is a combination of the mean squared error function and the absolute value function. So our main idea for this project is to compare Bitcoin prediction optimizers and calculate the every optimizer accuracy for optimum accuracies. We use the dataset that given in the dataset section. So it's called the Yandex Bitcoin currency API. So the dataset contains data from 2016 until now. And with LSTM model using different optimizers, we predicted the Bitcoin price for 30 days. We took the data, trained it by 60 days, and we predicted the Bitcoin price for 30 days. The accuracy rate was calculated as given by the equation. On the bottom, you can see this. And experimental results, combinations of the optimization and loss function have been tried in various ways in the study, and a general conclusion has been made. Accordingly, the performances of the optimization functions were initially examined, and all other parameters were left as standard. So table 1 shows the accuracy rates of the analyzed optimization functions. These rates are shown in figure 1. So on the table 1, we can see the accuracy table. The most accurate one is ADAM on here. to better visualize the table 1, we use figure 1 as a table. So it is seen that the most successful result is achieved with the ADAM optimization function when the data is examined. After the optimization function was determined as ADAM, the accuracy rates of the working with loss functions were evaluated. Table 2 shows the accuracy rates of the loss functions. So these ones are the loss functions optimizers accuracies. So the best one is mean squared error, and the next one is mean absolute error by 93.54%. Table 2, figure 1 shows the last slide, it shows the visualization part of the table 2. It is seen that the MSA and the mean absolute error algorithms are the most successful functions in working with the ADAM function when the results are examined. In such studies, like our studies, it is very important to examine the running time of the algorithm along with accuracy rates. An algorithm that takes days to run may seem inefficient, even if its accuracy is high. So the time on this studies is very important. Therefore, the running time of operations with optimization function is shown in figure 3. So the LSTM loss optimization functions time, the epochs training time for each loss function is shown here. And as we can see, the Huber has it's the best loss optimizer time, and the following order by cousin similarity, MAPI, and MSA, and then MA. In addition, the working time of the loss function examined using the ADAM function is shown as figure 2. This one is for the optimizer functions. When these figures are examined, it is seen that the ADAM optimization function and the loss function MSE, which has the highest accuracy, have an acceptable running time. For conclusion, in this study, we examined the effect of optimization and loss functions in a deep learning-based Bitcoin price prediction model using Bitcoin cryptocurrency information. For this, experiments were carried out with various optimization and loss functions using the LSTM deep learning algorithm. The accuracy rate and the complexity of each function were examined separately. As a result of the study, it was seen that the ADAM optimization function was more successful than the other functions. Thereupon, the evaluation was carried out by examining its work with various loss functions. And as a result, it has been observed that the use of ADAM and MSA functions in LSTM algorithm highly affects the prediction date. Throughout this study, researchers can do easier operations on optimization and loss functions optimizations, selection in other deep learning algorithms. In future studies, it is aimed to prepare a detailed hyperparameter study on popular deep learning algorithms and to prepare an article that will evaluate the effect on Bitcoin rate increase. So thank you all for listening. If you have any questions, you can ask now.
Thank you for presentation. Onur Yolal.
Merhabalar hocam. Sesim geliyor mu acaba?
Merhaba, geliyor, problem yok.
Tamam, bir ekran paylaşımı yapayım. Şurada. Evet. So hello everyone. My name is Onur Yolal. I'm from Ankara, Turkey, Başkent University. I'm a lecturer and also has been an electric and electronics engineer working in Başkent University. Today I would like to talk about Roblox Studio. Maybe you are very familiar, maybe you are married, maybe you have your kid or your daughter playing Roblox all day long. So in this study, we have a kind of achievement that how can we learn, or how can we make our students learn, or how can we teach our students to code Roblox Studio to design their own gaming experience or kind of engineering experience. Actually, in this work, we aimed to work on engineering study instead of playing game or creating a game. But anyway, what you ever do on Roblox may become a game, but we call it not a game. Actually, we call it an experience, because you may use VR headsets or some such kind of devices to experience the environment. And if you want to reach me, by the way, I have my org ID and LinkedIn account. You can follow my previous works also. So let's go and let's begin step by step. So what is the topic of this work? Our major objective and aim is to find an easy way to teach high school or university students who wants to begin learning about engineering issues. For example, our engineering formulas, our engineering disciplines, or maybe animation, and how this work can help to solve the problem. Students know Roblox as a game to play, and Roblox Studio has enabled to support Lua gaming experience, and this work will show any way to teach engineering students how engineering disciplines and formulas work, and they can make an environment in Roblox Studio and Roblox gaming universe to experience and design the engineering experiences. And why this topic is selected? Because Roblox Studio usage for engineering students is a kind of new approach to teach students engineering discipline, because they can actually, the students have to take some time in their laboratories and maybe their works or kind of homeworks. But with computer, how can we teach them learning in engineering paths? And when will this work come true? On any need, if an engineering formula exists, the mathematic formula can be coded by Lua programming and also animating it as a gaming experience from Roblox Studio to Roblox Player, because Roblox is free to use, and with a current or available internet connection, you can connect it to the servers of Roblox and you can play your own experience, gaming experience, or you can create your own one without spending any money. So we can call it an open source and also easy to achieve or easy to use platform. So where this work can take place, with a valid internet connection or one computer is enough. Also, the computer is not necessary. You can also use your mobile phone, maybe your tablet or such kind of all-in-one types computers. If you can download Roblox app, that device became a computer for you, then you can try or experience an engineering issues. And you can also develop your own or someone else's gaming experience depending on engineering. So before, if there's a student, let's call that we have a student, in general, it plays on Roblox and all day long. And it may say for having, I mean, the students may play Roblox for having some fun with their friends or just individually, or for gaming with friends and spending some Robux. Robux is a kind of currency that you can spend in the game to purchase such kind of items or gaming characters. We call it Robux. And with this work, we aim that students may spend their own time for coding Roblox Studio. So we can call Roblox as playing, but with Roblox Studio, we can also code by using Lua programming. So with Lua's help, we can simulate or animate our engineering formulas and practice also Lua algorithm and also programming. And also you can make your algorithm development progress. You can also make a virtual engineering experience come true. Earning Robux also can be happen, and with your gaming experience development, you can earn Robux from other players. And Roblox engineering experience example is this works major outline is Circuit Simulator. Circuit Simulator has been built from 2018, and it's now 4 years old, we can say, and it's published on Roblox. You can visit it by your own self. We have the link, roblox.com/games/the and Circuit Simulator. And you can see the cover picture on the left and the description. So you can also be a player, or you can also be a creator of a Roblox experience. And also statistics can be counted, and you can share it also. In this work, we developed an environment to use Ohm's law. You know, Ohm's law is very well known and probably the first law and the formula that we learn in our engineering study. So you have to just multiply the ampere value and the resistor value, then you can find the voltage value. So this is a very basic, just a one multiplication, then you can make the formula come true. And on the left is install a structure of the circuits, a very easy circuit. You know, the circuit should include a voltage source and the resistance parts. And I added ampere meter for measuring the ampere value. And also we have a lamp as a load, or just say the outline of this circuit. You can turn on, turn off, change the voltage, just input directly the voltage value. Also, you can change the value of the resistor. And by the meantime, we have the resistor package and the 3D model. You can set the first strip or second strip and the tolerance strip of the resistance, as you can see on the right side. For example, the first one is set as brown, second one is red, and the third one is black. Then you can change the resistor value in the experience side. So how can we do that? We use Lua code. Lua code is, maybe you don't know or heard about it. It's a little bit similar with C programming, but it's totally different. We have the context actually very different, but the algorithm plan and the way is almost similar. If you previously worked on programming, maybe microprocessor or computer programming, etc. For example, there are three main values we have in the scene of game experience: volts, resistance, and ampere values. You can also change it depending, this semicolon means depending on connect the function, and the function includes ampere meter's value equals to voltage values divided by resistance values. This is very easy to accomplish by a student. So Lua programming also doesn't necessary to use at the end of the semicolon sign, and each line has their own way. And also if statement you can use ampere change depending on connection function new value. If new value is bigger than limits of the ampere maximum, then the brightness goes maximum or minimum. This is a very easy statement to change the brightness of our circuits outform. And the design environment can be seen like that. So imagine that we have a student, and students have a computer with an internet connection, and the environment seems like that. And in the middle, you can design your gaming experience. Also, depending on what you want to do with engineering formulas. We have really lots of engineering formulas. I choose one. This is Ohm's law. And also Ohm's law's experiment description in the scene, and the resistor values table, if it's needed, you can see over there and make your practice. And at the end, you can make a package, then move on to another gaming experience. For example, we serve a package, and you can search for circuit simulator package in Roblox Studios database, then pull this whole model to your own experience. Maybe you would like to insert Maxwell equations with using this kind of voltage or resistor values. You can also do that. and another view of our design environment of Roblox Studio, of Circuit Simulator. Conclusion. Within the scope of computer programming courses, and especially for the courses including programming, it's recommended to explain the development of Roblox game experience by mentioning Lua programming in the circle. In the study, it's suggested that this process is not difficult and that after showing a few Roblox examples to the students should be motivated, then he or she can develop his own or her own game. But from now on, we don't call it game, just an experience of engineering, because our topic became an engineering topic. So why are we doing that with a direct logical basis while doing C programming in the face of similar questions? By experiencing Roblox with Lua at the stage of the students learning to think abstractly, it can be shown that there may be languages other than C programming. Different studies can be performed with different languages. And that programming, which appeals to visuals in 3 dimensions, is grounded from abstract to concrete. Also, we have lots of different kind of programming languages, but Roblox supports Lua programming. High school and university level programming examples can be shown in the study within the scope of education and training activities, accompanied by coding in Roblox Studio and Lua language. And it's possible for people aged 20 and under who currently spend their time playing games to spend the time playing games within a gaming experience programming. For university level students, it's aimed to show that application and experiment outputs can be simulated using Roblox Studio for any field where mathematical formulas are used, especially engineering for education, actually based on education. It's thought that it's not possible to set up circuits in the laboratory, which requires distance education, computer-assisted work as homework, but for the conditions where the computer is located, computer programming can be made possible via Roblox Studio, which offers online and free access worldwide. For individuals who are cold or bored with C or C++ programming, the continuity and sustainability of the 3-dimensional design opportunity can be provided for the emergence of the Lua language as an alternative and for developing algorithms. And those are our references that we use in this work. And thank you for your attention. And with a little short time, I want to show you the environment. For example, let's turn on our circuit, then all wires turn into green. Then you can increase the voltage. And also the outline, actually, let's call it load. Our lamp is now working, and you can also change the resistance value, and it becomes a little bit less brightened. And in this table, we have our resistor value table, and Ohm's experiment table is currently mentioned. And let's drop it to show you the environment. Okay, it's a little bit much. And when you click on a resistor, you can choose the color. For example, it's now brown, and the second strip is red, and the third one may be black. Okay, let's leave it black. And the tolerance may be different. Let's set silver, for example, and you can see it on the display section. Then turn off the circuit, and all goes in blue. So that's all that I can talk about this today. And if you have any question, I'm here to answer. Thank you.
Thank you for presentation.
You're welcome.
Next presentation, Muhammed Miraç Özer.
Yes. Can
You
you
can
hear my
start.
voice?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm aerospace engineer Muhammed Miraç Özer. Today, I'm going to give you a presentation about electrical architecture of the recovery system of a high-powered rocket with payload. In this study, a recovery system design is presented for a high-powered rocket, which can carry and replace a payload that performs scientific value experiment up to any altitude as well as recovering plate data and providing safe recovery of both the rocket and the payload. This design engineering builds an infrastructure to improve the system by making a positive contribution to future studies. This will pave the way for future spacecraft, satellite, rover, biology, and the new technology test studies. And we will discuss this study under 3 main headings. First, what is the high-powered rocket? High-powered rocket is a hobby model rocket. The major difference is that higher impulse range motors are used, that is the mass of the propellant used more efficiently. The high-powered rocket serves as the prototype for payload and the mission to reach other planets. High-powered rocket consists of 7 parts: nose cone, fuselage, fins, payload, avionics, recovery system, and the engine. Here, if we first consider the payload that will be performed the mission, then a material of any mass or any test is called a payload. The payload subsystem ensures that the payload is included in the flight in a way that will be affected by the conditions that occur during the flight, like altitude change, temperature, acceleration, air composition, etc. After the payload is out of the rocket, so it does its mission. What is the mission concept? In order for the payload to successfully complete the mission and land safely, two separate recovery systems have been designed. The primary separation mechanism causes the separation of the nose cone and the upper body tube. In the second system, the avionic compartment and the engine body tubes, which are mounted with either shrink bit, are separated, and the main parachute in the coupling in released. A recovery system requirements, recovery system development arises when faced with the question of how to land all the specified rocket parts and the payload safely and accurately at the predetermined location in terms of reusability. Such a system is a package that encompasses the requirements of low volume, low price, reusability, lightness, and propulsion. Working principle of recovery systems. Recovery system work by inducing an upward drag force to overcome the force of the gravity and subsequently cause the rocket to slowly descend. Aside from improve the safety, integrating a system into modern rockets allows the rocket to be reused if undamaged upon landing. Mechanical, hot gas, cold gas system options are available to release this rescue. First, the mechanical systems. Compressed spring system, which is one of the mechanical methods, is a system based on the separation of the body parts brought together by the servo motors, releasing the spring. But however, this system is exposed to high noise vibration due to factors such as pressure and drift caused by altitude. This makes the stable operation of the rocket difficult and may cause the recovery system to be activated before the conditions of the rescue mission are met. The second system, the solenoid system, which is another mechanical method, is a system based on the generation of the magnetic field required for the solenoid by supplying current from the power system until the recovery takes place. However, due to the magnetic field created by the coils, the inertial measurement unit sensors uses the avionics system deteriorate, partially preventing the stable operation of the rocket, causing the recovery system to be activated before the conditions of the rescue mission are met. The second system, hot gas system, a mechanism creates pressure in the rescue compartment where the parachute are placed, firing gunpowder to launch the nose cone and the upper body tube. Since the hot gas system do not any refrigerant, the subsystem and body tube become unusable as a result of explosion during rescue. This is our system, the cold gas system, activation circuit system when the internal pressure created by an initial system with the carbon dioxide tubes creates a thrust during the separation of the rocket. In this system, the fact that the replacement of the CO2 cartridges in the independent of the mounting directions provides to an important practicality. It can be easily reconstituted with the addition of gunpowder. In addition, because they are light and compact, it increases the payload dimension and weight that are limited by the traditional rocket design. Furthermore, it creates stronger thrust during the separation compared to other systems mentioned. Due to all these mentioned advantages, the cold rescue system was preferred in this study. But this system needs an activation circuit. Activation circuit is the avionics system circuit that provides the ignition that will activate the main rescue system. It is essential that the payload mission needs an activation circuit to recover the rocket and the payload after the stable variate to be sent the signal flight computers. When they're developing the activation circuit, it is important to have the external features such as space, cost, and reusability for the next flight in the rocket and the electronic system. This is main rescue system, like separation mechanism. The recovery system, which is assembled with the avionics system, uses a total 4 separation mechanism, 2 of which to save the payload and the rockets. The dual charge cup file is the gunpowder and the matchstone, and is passed into the image pyro housing, a small explosive compound that ignites when they expose the electrical current through the channel underneath. Image igniter is ignited by signal from the avionics system and creates the necessary energy to detonate the gunpowder. Safety, rocket design and manufacture is undeniably dangerous, even if university level research project, because this process combines 2 parameters, which is really, really dangerous. First is the delivery and management of large of energy, like test, use of hazardous materials and explosives. Second is an uncontrollable flight once of the rocket placed on the launcher. Even if all these systems do not require flame resistant sheets, all parachutes are protected against possible effects by wrapping them in the Nomex blankets or glass fiber sheets. Then summary, the electrical and structure of the recovery system of a rocket carrying payload is discussed in detail. Activation circuits are designed to activation the rescue system according to the signal received from the flight computer sensors, digital pin connections that will be fired with the image in the activation circuit are made and connected to the activation circuit. The gunpowder to be added to recovery system was produced and added to chamber by calculating the sufficient amount of explosion. Separation of the nose cone and the by rescue system has been verified circuit test. In addition, correct data transfer and communication tests are carried out to telemetry and the communication sensors connected to the payload flight computer. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you for presentation.
You're welcome.
Next presentation, dear Jamel. Dear Jamel. Nazlı Turhan.
Merhabalar.
Merhabalar.
Ben Nazlı'nın yerine ben sunum yapacağım.
Tamam.
Sesim geliyor umarım.
Ha, geliyor, problem yok.
Tamamdır, hemen paylaşıyorum. Hello, I work at Afyonkarahisar University Computer Engineering Department, and today I am going to talk to you about the relationships between terpenes and cannabinoids of the cannabis plant. We evaluated this relationship using linear regression and linear discriminant analysis. We also tried different machine learning algorithms, and we achieved the most successful result with these algorithms. First of all, let's talk about the cannabis plants. Cannabis is a herbaceous plant that can reach up to 3.5 meters in height, has a rock surface, and is known for its euphoric and therapeutic properties that are utilized differently from its stem and leaves. There are 3 species of cannabis plant known as cannabis indica, sativa, and ruderalis. Cannabis sativa is most suitable in terms of fiber and oil production, while cannabis indica, indicus, or is used to obtain more psychoactive substances. Cannabis ruderalis is a naturally grown species. Cannabis plant provides ease of cultivation in regions where the climate is suitable because it is an annual plant, does not need water, does not need pesticides, is used in many industrial areas such as construction, furniture, textile, biopolymer and bioplastic production, medicine and pharmacy. It gives important results in many areas such as Alzheimer's, anxiety, anorexia, diabetes, epilepsy, chronic pain, colitis, insomnia, elimination of side effect in chemotherapy treatment. Consists of many chemical components. These are terpenes, terpen and terpenoids. The most used terpenoids limonen, myrcene, pinen, and most important cannabinoids are tetrahydrocarbocannabinol, cannabidiol, THC, CBD. Terpenes and terpenoids. Terpenes, one of the important components of cannabis, are organic compounds that are essential oils that give hemp its smell and aroma as it does to all plants. Terpenoids are terpenes containing oxygen. Is thought that there are about 200 terpenes, derived compounds that give the plant its characteristic smell. Cannabinoids are chemical compounds that exert drug-like effect throughout the body, including the central nervous system and immune system. There are at least 113 different cannabinoids with varying effect. Although terpenes, which are seen as the most important of the cannabis components, components are at the forefront, studies in the last 10 years have proven that terpenes and cannabinoids work together and lead to much more positive interactions. When terpenes and cannabinoids are evaluated together, the positive properties of industrial production can be increased, while the negative properties can be reduced. Use of machine learning, artificial intelligence, and machine learning are the science where computer can learn from data. It gives computers the ability to learn complex structures and make accurate decisions based on data. Successful results have been obtained in many fields such as medicine, automotive, entertainment, marketing. And there are three machine learning problems. These are regression, classification, and clustering. Regression, the outputs of the problem are numerical. In the classification, the outputs of the problem are categorical. In the clustering, a segment to the same clusters. And study outlines scientific background. Successful machine learning studies have already been done on cannabis. Rapid and highly accurate operator-free prediction of terpene properties of cannabis with known cannabinoid properties. Classification and regression performance values of cannabis according to 11 different cannabinoid information and 3 mean terpenes. In this study, in this way, the terpene properties of cannabis with known cannabinoid properties will be able to predict it quickly and with high accuracy, independent of the user. Material and methods, the dataset is presented with 70 samples as a subset of the large dataset after validation on 5,909 samples from Nevada. Cannabinoids used in training and test stage. These are cannabinoids, 11 cannabinoids. Terpenes determined as model output myrcene, limonin, and caryophyllene, terpenoline. We used 3 algorithms: linear regression, linear discrimination analysis. We also tried different machine learnings algorithms, but we issued the most successful result with these algorithms. Performance of the regression model R-squared, F-test, omnibus test, and Durbin-Watson test. R-squared, the ratio of variation in the independent variable that can be estimated from the independent variable. The F-test used to compare 2 different model fittings and determine which one is the more successful fit. The Durbin-Watson test used to detect the presence of autocorrelation in a first-order log plot in residuals from a regression analysis. The omnibus test used to determine whether the explained variance is significantly larger than the unexplained variance. Discrimination performance measured, we used confusion matrix in these steps. Confusion matrix shows the real values and the values obtained by the classifier. Precision and recall metrics are obtained from the confusion matrix. Precision, the state that indicates the success in a positively predicted situation. Recall how well positive events are predicted. In this slide, we show a correlation matrix in the image. According to this image, a high positive correlation between CBDA and CBD, a high negative correlation between CBDA, CBD, cannabinoids, and THCA. In this slide, we show validation and test number of statistics, number of samples, and we show regression performance metrics. R-squared achieved high accuracy, 99%. We obtained a high value in these steps. And we evaluated confusion matrix used in the linear discriminant analysis. Limonin and caryophyllene estimation, 100% precision and recall values, and terpenoline estimation, 75 precision and recall values were achieved in. The total accuracy value is 85.71%. And ROC curve, terpenoline reached 92% AUC value with limonin and caryophyllene class in this image. In this study, regression and classification of machine learning problems were performed. Terpenes have been predicted from cannabinoids. As a result, R2 value of 99.5% was reached by linear regression. In the classification problem, 85.71% accuracy was obtained with linear discriminant analysis. 100% precision and 100% recall values were reached in the estimation of limulin and cholephylline terpen group. Final remarks, the research that started with the curiosity of human beings, whether machines can think like humans or not, has led to the beginning of the age of artificial intelligence today. Artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms are used by many researchers to predict data. Surprisingly, these algorithms can learn the complex patterns among the data and give successful results even in the most difficult problems. Final remarks, the greatest benefit of machine learning algorithms is undoubtedly that it automates decision-making process quickly with high accuracy and independent of the user. For these reasons, machine learning algorithms are used in many areas of life, especially in health, agriculture, and industry. The results obtained in this study are encouraging for future studies. It is anticipated that the study will guide agricultural engineers, industry representatives, and researchers. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for presentation. Is there any question?
Yes.
Evet, sorusu olan hocam
Yes.
varsa sorabilir.
I would like to ask. Hello.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I saw that your precision 100%. Is this acceptable for in your how? Please explain me how to get this result.
Yes.
I saw. Do you hear me, please? Hello.
Hello.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
I saw in your result that is the precision 100%. Is this acceptable? How? Please explain me how it's 100%. It's optimum result.
The precision and recall values obtained from Confucian matrix in that image. The 100 precision and recall values only terpenolin estimation. Terpenolin estimation in this image bu zero values only terpenolin estimation. The other class obtained 75 precision and recall values achieved. So bu tam not perfect values, the other classes. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ayna.
Thank you. Başka soru varsa?
Sanırım yok. Teşekkür hocam. Next presentation, Seda Haber Götüren Ateş.
Buradayım hocam. Paylaşıyorum
Hazırsanız
ekranımı.
başlayalım.
Tamamdır hocam. Paylaşıyorum ekranımı. Bir saniye. Evet. Ben Seda Haber Götüren Ateş, Gazi Üniversitesi Mühendislik Fakültesi Elektrik Elektronik Mühendisliği bölümünde araştırma görevlisiyim. Aynı zamanda doktora öğrencisiyim. Çalışmamın ismi Bandwidth and Gain Enhancement Using FSS on CPV Fit Rectangular Patch Antenna for 5G Millimeter Wave Applications olarak belirlendi. 5G milimetre dalga uygulamalarında band genişliği ve kazanç iyileştirilmesi yapıyoruz. Frekans seçici yüzeyler kullanılarak dikdörtgen yama anten üzerinde ve CPV FET beslemeli olarak. Öncelikle içerikten bahsetmek istiyorum. Bir giriş yapacağım. Daha sonra frekans seçici yüzeyleri dizaynını anlatacağım. Anten dizaynı ve parametrik çalışmalar ve sonuç kısmı olacak. Öncelikle son yıllarda 5G haberleşme teknolojilerinde hızlı bir gelişme kaydediliyor. Bu gelişmeyle beraber de fazla bir data trafiği, veri trafiği var sistemde. Bu veri trafiğini daha iyileştirmeye çalışıyoruz. Bunu nasıl başarabiliriz? Eğer düşük frekans, dar band ve düşük kazançlı sistemlerle devam edersek 5G haberleşme teknolojilerinde haberleşmemizin hem kalitesi düşecek hem de gecikmelere sebep olacak. Milimetre dalga bandında daha çok daha kaliteli haberleşmeyi sağlayan 5G haberleşme teknolojilerinde kullanılan milimetre dalga bandı daha kaliteli haberleşmeyi sağlayacak ve daha yüksek band genişliği ve aynı zamanda yüksek veri kapasitesi de olan bir milimetre dalga bandı. Bu milimetre dalga bandı dediğimiz zaman 30 ile 300 GHz arasındaki frekans bandını kastediyoruz. 30 ve 300 GHz arası çok yüksek frekanslar. Bu da International Telecommunication Union'a göre bu şekilde belirlenmiş bir dalga bandı. 5G haberleşme teknolojileri yüksek frekans ve düşük dalga boyu içeren cihazların tasarımını, içeren antenlerin tasarımını ele alacak. Aynı zamanda bu haberleşme teknolojilerinde boyutların küçülmesi de önem kazanan bir durum. Boyutları küçültmek için de CPV FET beslemeli antenler kullanmakta yararlı olacak. Bunların hem üretimi kolay, hem maliyeti düşük, hem de sistemlere kolayca entegre edilebilen antenler olarak biliniyor. Aynı zamanda yüksek band genişliği de sağlıyor yine bu antenler, bu anten beslemeleri. Frekans seçici yüzeyler kullanılacak önerdiğim antende. Frekans seçici yüzeylerde periyodik yapılar ve elektromanyetik filtre özelliği gösteren periyodik yapılar. Bu da aynı zamanda hem band genişliği sağlayacak hem de kazancı etkileyecek ve kazancı da arttırmış olacak bu filtreler, elektromanyetik filtreler. Daha önce frekans seçici yüzey kullanılarak yapılan çalışmalar genellikle ultravide band aralığında olmuş. Bunlar da işte 3.1-10.6 GHz aralığında. Ancak şu an daha yüksek frekansta bu antenlere ihtiyaç var ve o yüzden milimetre dalga bandında daha az çalışma var. Buradaki çalışmaların gelişmesi gerekiyor. Burada yeterince kazancın artırılması ve band genişliğinin artırılması gerekiyor daha kaliteli bir haberleşme için. Benim çalışmamda da tek katmanlı, kompakt, kolayca üretilebilir ve kolayca sistemlere entegre edilebilir 3 tane anten dizaynı öneriyorum. Aslında bir tanesi referans olarak, diğer ikisi de bunların gelişmiş hali olarak öneriliyor. Öncelikle kullandığım frekans seçici yüzeyden bahsedeceğim. Bu frekans seçici yüzey altıgen şeklinde önerdim bu frekans seçici yüzeyi. Bunun da altıgen şekilde seçmemin nedeni de daha sonra parametrik çalışmalarda anlatacağım. Anten mühendisliğinde frekans seçici yüzeyler genelde işte band genişliği ve kazancı arttırmaya yönelik olarak kullanılıyor. Benim seçtiğim antende, boyutlarını da yine parametrik çalışmalarla elde ettiğim antende 44.15 GHz rezonans frekansına sahip bir frekans seçici yüzey tercih ettim. Aynı zamanda frekans seçici yüzeyler hem band genişliği sağladığı gibi ayrıca yeni bir rezonans frekansı oluşturup antenleri dual banda çevirme özelliklerine de sahip. Önerdiğim referans anteni görüyoruz öncelikle. Bu CPV FET bir rectangular dikdörtgen bir yama anten. Bu antenin CPV FET olması normal yama antenin dışında ground yüzeyinin yanlarında olması sebebiyle CPV FET anten deniyor.
Buradaki turuncu kısımlar bakırı, yeşil kısımsa substrate alt taşı temsil ediyor. Alt taş olarak da Radius RT5880 kullandık. Dielektrik geçirgenliği 2.2 olan bir alt taş kullandık burada. Aynı zamanda anten parametreleri de tabloda gösterildiği gibi kullanıldı. 3 tane anten tasarımı önerdiğimi söylemiştim. Bir tanesi anten 1 olarak geçiyor. Bu bizim referans antenimiz. Arka tarafında bakır yüzeye ait bir şey yok. Sadece alt taştan oluşuyor. Anten 2 de arka yüzeye 3x3 hexagonal loop ekledik. Yani altıgen döngü frekans seçici yüzey ekledik. Bunun çapı da 2.8 milim olarak seçildi. Üçüncü tasarımda da frekans seçici yüzeyler 3x2 olarak bulunuyor. Aynı zamanda bir de toprak plaka eklendi arka yüzeye ve bunun sonuçları incelendi. Toprak plakanın da uzunluğu LG 4 milim olarak seçildi. Bu da anten 3 olarak gösteriliyor. Aynı zamanda bu toprak plaka eklendiği için buna Conductor Bracket Coplanar Waveguide anten deniyor. Yani CPV'den biraz daha farklı bir anten elde etmiş olduk orada da. Burada anten 1, anten 2 ve anten 3'ün sonuçlarının karşılaştırılması var. Burada görüldüğü üzere 4.A'daki sonuçlara göre anten 2'nin en iyi S11 sonucuna sahip olduğunu görüyoruz. Bu da ne demek? Antenin çok stabil olduğunu gösteriyor. S11 değeri ne kadar düşük olursa antenimiz o kadar stabil oluyor ve daha iyi bir üretim sonucu elde etmiş oluyoruz. Eksi 60.664 desibele kadar indiği gözlemleniyor. 28.9 GHz'de bu değeri almışız. Aynı zamanda kırmızı ile gösteriliyor 7A'da anten 2'miz. Bu double band karakteristik, dual band karakteristik gösteriyor. Bu da avantajlı bir durum. Bu da yine frekans seçici yüzey tarafından oluşturulan yeni bir rezonans frekansında görmekteyiz. 28.9 GHz de önemli bir frekans. Biz 28 ve 38 GHz frekanslarını milimetre dalga bandında özellikle kullanıyoruz. Bunun sebebi de atmosferik kayıpların en az olduğu frekanslar olduğu için 28 ve 38 GHz bandlarını tercih ediyoruz. Aynı zamanda kazanç artırımı da sağladık bu anteni tasarlayarak, frekans seçici yüzeye ekleyerek. Normalde anten 1'deki kazancımız, figür 4B'deki sonuçlara bakıyoruz. Anten 1'deki kazancımız 1.6293 desibel izotropik olarak geçiyor. Ama anten 2'deki sonuçlara baktığımızda 4.5179 desibel izotropiye kadar kazancı çıkarttığımızı gözlemliyoruz. Aynı zamanda anten 3'te bu kazancı da arttırarak 5.1356 desibel izotropiye kadar çıkardığımız gözlemleniyor. Bunların karşılaştırmasında bir tablo olarak bu şekilde verdim. Aynı şeylerin karşılaştırması da tablo olarak görülüyor. 28.9 GHz frekansı da önemli bir frekans oluyor anten 2 için. Aynı zamanda ışıma patenleri de var bu antenlerin. Işıma patenleri de yine işte elektrik alan ve manyetik alan düzleminde ışıma patenleri de verildi. Bu ışıma patenlerine göre yönlü bir anten olduğu gözlemlendi. Neden altıgen seçtiğim konusu vardı. Başta onu da belirtmiştim. Altıgen seçmemin sebebi başka CST, benim kullandığım CST programında, anten tasarım için kullandığım programda kenar sayılarını değiştirip farklı frekans seçici yüzeyler elde edebiliyorum. Bu kenar sayılarıyla da karşılaştırma yaptım. Burada 3 tane kenar sayısıyla karşılaştırmanın sonucu var. 0, 4 ve 6 şeklinde karşılaştırmalara baktım. 0 dediğimiz kenarı yok. Yani normal dairesel bir döngü frekans seçici yüzey aldığımda, dörtgen olduğunda, eşkenar dörtgen olduğunda, altıgen olduğundaki sonuçlarına baktım. Burada görülüyor ki en stabil sonuçlar yine altıgende elde edilmiş ve hatta 28.9 gibi iyi bir frekansta bu sonuçlar elde edilmiş. O yüzden altıgen frekans seçici yüzey seçildi. Burada da neden bu boyut frekans seçici yüzey kullandığımı anlatmaya çalıştım. Yani neden çapını 2.8 milim seçtiğimi anlatıyorum figür 7A'da. 2 ile işte 3 arasında 0,2 milimlik aralıklarla parametrik çalışma yaptım. Bu çalışmanın sonucunda 2.8'in çok stabil ve daha uygun bir sonuç olduğu görülüyor.
Figür 7B'de de anten 3 için kullandığım, anten 3'ün görüntüsü şu şekildeydi. LG değerinin değişimini göstermek istedim. LG değeri normalde ben 4 milim olarak aldım. Ama 2 ve 3'ü de yine parametrik çalışmayla sonuçlarına bakmak istedim. 2 milimlik sonuçta maviyle gösterilen sonuçlarda reflection coefficient değeri, S11 değeri zaten düşük. Bu da iyi bir sonuç değil bizim için. 3 milimde reflection coefficient değeri düşük olmasına rağmen daha düşük kırmızıyla gösterilen 4'ten. Ancak band genişliği dar olduğu için yine LG4 değeri eşittir 4 milim olan değer bizim için en uygun değer olarak belirlendi. Sonuç olarak geleneksel dikdörtgen yama anteni CPV besleyerek 5G milimetre dalga bandında uygulamalarına uygun olarak hem kazanç hem de band genişliği artışı sağlandı frekans seçici yüzeyler kullanılarak. Öncelikle iki tasarım önerildi, yani birincisini referans olarak düşünürsek bir tanesinde 3x3 altıgen frekans seçici yüzey arka yüzeye eklendi ve kazanç artışı, band genişliği ve kazanç artışı gözlemlendi. İkincisinde de frekans seçici yüzey dururken 3x2 aynı zamanda toprak yüzeyi de eklenerek yine kazanç artışı ve band genişliğinin artışı gözlemlendi. Burada da referanslarım var. Bitti. Sorularınız varsa alabilirim.
Evet, sunum için teşekkürler.
Ben teşekkür ederim.
Bu son sunumuydu zaten. Başka sunumumuz yok. Tüm katılımcılara katkılar için teşekkür ediyorum. Sunumlarımız yarın devam edecek. Sunumunuz varsa zaten katılırsınız. Onun haricinde dinleyici olarak da katılma şansınız var. Bilginiz olsun. Sormak istediğiniz herhangi bir şey varsa cevaplandıralım. Yoksa oturumu sonlandıracağım.
Benim bir sorum olacak Seda Hocam'a, Onur Yolal.
Tabii.
Tabii.
Hocam öncelikle güzel çalışmanız için teşekkür ederiz. Şunu merak ettim. 2.8 santimetre bazında verdiniz ama acaba mikron boyutunda ya da daha düşük milimetreler için bir çalışma yaptınız mı? Nasıl sonuç alıyoruz acaba? Öyle bir soru aklımda canlandı da. Teşekkür ederim.
Hocam şöyle, ben teşekkür ederim sorunuz için. Şöyle daha küçük yani daha küçük boyutları denediğimde daha yüksek frekanslara çıkmam gerekiyor. Yani ben burada seçtiğim işte 2.8 milim 2.8 milim değerini bu frekanslara uygun olduğu için seçtim. Yani ben işte aşağı yukarı işte 0 ile 50 arasında maksimum çalışıyorum. 15 ile 50 arası gibi diyebiliriz. Bu aralıkta çalıştığım için o boyutları seçtim. Eğer daha küçük boyutlar seçersem işte terahertz bandına kadar çıkabilirim ama ben şu an 5G bandında çalıştığım için o yüzden bu boyutu seçtim.
Tamam, çok teşekkürler hocam. Çalışmanıza
Ben
başarılar.
teşekkür ederim. Çok teşekkür ederim, sağ olun.
Evet, sanırım başka soru yok. Tekrar teşekkürler. Herkese iyi akşamlar diliyorum. Yarın görüşmek üzere.
İyi akşamlar.
Teşekkürler, iyi akşamlar.